In all my time as a moviegoer, there has never been a movie that has been recommended to me more than The Godfather. Said to be one of the best movies ever made, The Godfather revolutionized the way we tell stories in cinema. Before The Godfather, the conflict always had to be resolved by some overly dramatic situations. But now characters can talk things through. It's no longer the question of when something will happen, but if something will happen, which makes for a greater amount of suspense. I walked into the movie with mediocre expectations, and I can say that I didn't love it. The touch of brilliance is seen through the whole movie. Everything is perfect. The sets, the acting, the story, the camera work. All of this is perfect except for one fundamental flaw. Where The Godfather fails for me is in its focus. To find out what's wrong with the movie's focus, we have to know what it's trying to do. I want to clarify that by focus, I don't mean how tied the movie is to moving the plot forward, but more what the movie is focusing on. The Godfather focuses on characters and their relations to each other. Everybody praises this movie for having 20 great characters, but I was so confused as to who these characters were that it took me 5 minutes to decide that the two South American guys in this movie weren't the same guy. I can only remember 3 names: Vito, Sonny and Michael. The rest of the characters weren't characters because they all represented the same thing: a gangster. The only character we really learn anything about is Vito, played by Marlon Brando. This has to be one of the best performances I have ever seen. He's calm and calculated, he's wise, and he's got a great relationship to all the other characters. It was with this character that I found the charm this movie was lacking. And this character made one of my favorite movie moments, well, until he gets a heart attack, reminding us that The Godfather is an unpredictable movie that doesn't fall into any conventional movie tropes. Michael is the other character we learn about. We see him go through a lot during this movie, and it was fascinating to see him go through all of this bad stuff, even though he is a top bloke. The movie loses his character near the end. He changes, but the change never feels earned. The movie jumps a year near the end of the movie, which completely ruins Michael's character because he changes too much during that time. Which means that it feels like we are introduced to a completely new character when we meet him after this jump. This brings a disconnect between the viewers and the characters. It makes you not care for the characters, and therefore you only remember one thing: their deaths. This is why I can't say that this movie is perfect. Hell, I can't even say that it's great. I'll remember this movie, but not for the same reasons that they probably wanted me to.